Welcome to Life Workshop, where we discuss the forgotten basics. Again, here, Bo and Mo, your favorite co-host. Hello. And Mo, host, are here. In case they forgot my name, I want to say it twice. So this is the podcast. Again, this subject is gift, yay or nay. This is the part 2. So I'm going to briefly just say what we had talked about. That at the beginning, in the previous one, we said what is a gift. We give it was the Google definition, and then are we doing it the right way? Are we really giving gift which is supposed to be as a present with no expectation? Which often, I would say, very frequently, when it is given on occasions that we are supposed to do the job, for example, for birthdays or for your Christmas and Valentine, it's kind of obligation almost, which is really not the definition of a gift, because gifts should be given with no expectation back. But if I buy you a gift for Christmas, you better have one for me. But so that was the first one. But then the second thing was, are we choosing the right gift and are we giving it at the right time? That we briefly discussed that, that sometimes some gifts are given on a random basis, not necessarily on these occasions that you are supposed to, and normally they are the most tasteful. That randomly you remember somebody, you just do something for them. And I understand that Bo, mentioned that the concept of the Christmas and, the birthday and these things are something to say that, hey, I remember you or something. But really, as far as I'm concerned, as I said, we can remember the person and not buy them a gift and do something else. And, I prefer somebody who remembers me all the time versus somebody who remembers me just for my birthday because he got a notification on Facebook or on his phone that had put my name, in the calendar.
Well, putting your name in the calendar.
Yeah, because the calendar reminds you. Yeah. That is good. That is better than just relying on Facebook that, sending birthday wishes.
You shouldn't be on Facebook anyway.
But actually, I have removed this so they don't know my birthday. But anyway, so again, when it comes an obligation, to be honest, it doesn't do the job. And, if I feel obligated that I should come and say that, hey, happy birthday, Bo and Reed, I don't mean it. If for Christmas I buy you a gift, but I don't really mean it, I don't do it really because I care about you or I remember you, really my actions will not follow. So I may do it as a gift, I may do it on the occasions I get it right, but the reality will show that the behavior does not go.
I don't think anyone goes, hey, happy birthday, and doesn't actually mean it.
I think so.
Why?
Because you have to.
Whenever I've said someone happy birthday and I didn't know what it was, it's not like I don't mean it. Of course, you mean it.
I said, I agree with you, your personality that I know to some extent, I would say, yes, I can see that in you. Some people that very easily, they want to be just nice. I'm supposed to be nice.
Well, that's being nice.
Oh my God. No, that's not what I mean. I mean, for example, for real, happy birthday, but then I just don't care what happens to you. If you have an issue that you need help, just I said happy birthday, I did my job and I'm walking away. I don't want to help you with something. This is the concept of the caring is this, that when I really wish you a happy birthday, when I buy you a gift for Christmas or whatever else, that really I care about you. And if I do care about you, my whole action should just be, in harmony with that. Once I put this on Facebook, I put this, I have said it. I said, sometimes all the flavors are there. All the spices are there, but the flavor is missing.
Yeah.
Sometimes that becomes that. Now, when we do the right things, become like a politician that, says the right things, does the right things, but then we see that it just doesn't follow. Something is missing.
I don't like thinking that way. I prefer to think of it that if someone says happy birthday, they meant it. And I'm going to keep that illusion.
That's good. Keep that illusion. That is good. But anyway, so this is where I'm going with this. And again, I leave it here. I know that we have a little bit of a disagreement on some of the stuff, although, and it's amazing.
Not really as much as you think.
Okay. Okay. But again, I leave it, that just think about it. And sometimes, for example, we get everything, the check marks, all the boxes which we check, but again, it just doesn't do it. As I said, all the spices are there, but the flavor is missing. It is because we do the checkbox thing. But if really, really you care about somebody, you will do something. You said in the previous podcast that, for example, when you buy a gift, you don't wrap it. You know what? I would love it that way. Because I know it's from Bo. Bo generally is a kind of a, in this fashion, I don't know what's the word, simplistic, genuine, whatever that it is. That is all it matters. If you go, do something else, it becomes freaking fake. Then it's not you.
Yeah.
So that is where I'm going with this thing.
Thanks for not saying lazy.
I will not say that in your face. That's rude. It's all behind your back. But anyway, so this time I want to say that, the type of gift. The type of gift that we do, again, is it the right or the wrong way? Before, again, I go back to this one, again, I want to say that, first of all, love languages are 5 of them. I'm going to briefly go through those things. And you can Google it, please, to educate yourself a little bit more. So one of those love languages is receiving gifts or getting gift for somebody else. That is one of them. But word of affirmation, if you verbally you tell somebody that you care about them or something, quality time, that you spend really quality time with them, not that you buy them a gift and then just vanish. And then as the receiving gift was one of them, the other one is act of service, that if you go do something for them. For example, a friend of mine, we were talking, the wife, she said, what, to be honest, I don't care about the gift. But if I see, her husband basically do the dishes and clean the house, she really loves it. I said, who doesn't? but yeah. No, I'm kidding. But, for her. But then, because we had this conversation, and then the husband realized, oh my God, yeah, that is true, kind of. That, I'm buying her a gift, but I'm not doing exactly what she wants me to do. And, if you really switch that tradition, and we leave the tradition and we do it the very basic way that I'm talking, we get a lot bang for our bucks, in that way. But then the last love language was the physical touch. Now, before I go too far about receiving gift, this is one of the stories that I should say. I knew I'm trying, because again, it is among people that I know, and I don't want to reveal anybody's, thing. But then there was this person that I know, and then is a godmother to this person. And then for Christmas, the godson brings a gift, I believe on Christmas Day or something around the same time, with his mom. The mom, who is a best friend with the godmother, stays in the car outside. And then he comes and drops off the gift, spends a few minutes, doesn't take his shoes off to come and talk to godmother, and leaves. Which, as far as I'm concerned, this is exactly the most wrong thing you can do. You buy a gift that, to be honest, she did not care for, because I know what the gift was. And then, but she was trying to convince herself that, oh, this is a nice gift. But he didn't spend time with her, and even the godmother, the mother of the son, who is the good friend, she did not even step out of the car to come and talk. So this is where I'm going. I brought this up with another friend, but she said, what, during Christmas time is a busy time, and sometimes, yes, we go and just drop off the gift, and we don't have the time necessary to go and spend. I said, it doesn't have to be a gift. And the gift is really that time, not the package, as far as I'm concerned.
I guess if your love language is quality time.
That is very true, very true. But this is where I'm saying, again, one of the languages is gift. The other 4 are not. So we are spending a lot of money and achieving nothing, and sometimes actually the opposite. And at the same time that we believe that, some of us, we believe that there is a climate change, we should not create garbage, but we buy stuff, we create garbage. Mm-hmm. Even if we recycle it, again, we are making garbage,
K-cups.
Yeah. But anyway, and there is no, I mean, we could have done it a much better way, but we just simply didn't. Now, I'm going to go back again to this question of the gifting. Now, if just don't forget again the big picture. There are 5 love languages. I mean, based on this thing that they say there might be more, I don't know. But one of them is gift. Now, the one that is gift, I have brought this up with a few people, and normally say that, and I know that people have different understanding. We had this conversation with Bo before. Now, if I would come and say, Bo, I'm going to give you a gift, but this is one of these 3 ways that I can present it to you. You can just pick one of them. One is, I'm going to buy you a gift. The second one, I'm going to give you a gift card or cash to do whatever you want to do with it. And the third one is, I'm going to spend some time with you, do what you want to do, but I will be there with you. Which one would you pick? Of course, I know the answer, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, shove all your choices up your ass, please.
That was his answer. Because
you don't come at me like that.
That is the thing. Because, for example, for you, you think that it is, I don't know, not the right thing to do. I have brought it up with different people, and I'm going to share the answer. With one person, she said that if it's a gift card or cash, she finds it very just kind of bad because there is no thought given to it. I said, so that is your view on that, which in that sense is correct. But if you want to look at it from the another angle, is they want you to do what you want to do, versus they buy you something. Because for myself, I would prefer to do, if I want to do something, do the second option. Because if I want to do the first one, I'm not sure what gift you want. Very frequently, I was listening to this podcast, TED Talk, I believe, that said that I think it's like $70 billion returns happens after this Christmas. And that's a lots of money and waste of time, and it's waste of lots of things, absolutely useless. And actually, I would say harmful, because you're wasting people time, and energy, and anyway, there is shipping and all of that. So kind of, when I think about it in that fashion, then I say the first option is not the best. If I buy you a gift, I prefer, because she said that she wanted, if somebody buys her a gift. And then, but I have asked the same question from other people. Often they have picked the third option. And very frequently, this is where I'm going with it. Very frequently, we would assume that the other party is going to pick something else. For example, in one case, they said that I asked this from a 17-year-old, and the 17-year-old asked from a 13-year-old, 9-year-old, and 25-year-old. So 3 of them, actually the younger one, they had said that they prefer to spend time. They didn't want the gift. Very much opposite of, often we think that a child, of that age, would prefer to get something. But they didn't. They wanted the time spent, but they didn't. So we make those assumptions. Actually, I had a patient of mine once, she said this, which I think she put in a very good way. She said, Mo, in this capitalist world, we are working hard to make money. And because we work hard and we work a lot, we don't have time to spend with our children. And because we don't spend time with them and we want to show them our love, so we buy them gifts. But because we buy them gifts, so we spend money. So we have to work more to make that money back. It's a vicious circle. And we do that. That's all I'm trying to say.
To a point, I guess.
Exactly.
It's all a lot in there, yeah.
What I'm trying to say,
I'm gonna make it super complicated, so I'm not even gonna say anything. But when we're going into there, think about, are we doing it right, like as gifts? And when you talk about returning and stuff, the gifts and stuff, it made me think about it. Like, are we doing it right? Like, a lot of the times when people are buying other people gifts, they're buying something that they want themselves, or not they want themselves, but they're not really doing it as, hey, what will the other person like? What's going to be good for them? You know, and I've seen it because I've been with people and they're shopping for gifts. I'm like, hey, wait, who are you buying this for? Are you buying this for you, or you buying it for somebody else?
Yeah.
You know, and there's that Simpsons episode where Homer buys Marge the bowling ball and has engraved Homer on it. You know, it's like, well, you know, and that really puts it all together, right?
Well, and this is exactly where I'm going with this thing, that, you know, we have to think that, are we doing it the right way? Are we really, the things that we are doing, are we getting to the point that we want to get? And I believe we are making a lot of mistakes. And again, don't take me wrong. I'm not saying gifting is bad. Personally, I have given gifts and I do, but very seldom. Actually, I should tell you this. It was just some time ago, not too long ago. This is in October, late October, that we are doing this podcast. But I had planted some tomatoes. My tomatoes, I planted them too late, so they didn't ripen. Then I pulled them before now it's getting too cold. I pulled them. And then the first one that ripened really good, then I saved that. A friend of mine, she was here for supper the other night. As she was about to leave, I remembered, oh my God, I have this tomato. I called her back in. She came back in. I said, this is the first tomato that has ripened. And I thought that maybe it's better if we share it to you. You know, I want to eat it with you. And then I cut it. This sounds maybe very silly, but it was a tomato. But because of that, she was very grateful that, oh my God, you just saved that, waited for me to come, so have it with me. I said yes. And it was, for real, it was. It was not just to be an act. So there was nothing to it. So it was, we call it gift. I don't know what you want to call it. This was a tomato, but the first tomato that had ripened. And this was good because of the fact, first of all, I did it with good intentions. The good part was she received it with that good intention, because a lot of time that can go wrong too. If sometimes some people, they don't get it.
How can you receive that one without? That's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, but again, you know, sometimes, no, it can go the wrong way. Are you kidding me? You just leave this tomato or something. They might, yeah, whatever. It depends. But things can go wrong. But the intention was right, and then the good thing was that she received it right. So, and it was actually a very pleasant experience, to the extent that personally, to be honest, I remember it, and you know, I just enjoyed it. So this is where I'm going, that the gift, when we say, again, we have to first of all make sure that the love language of the other party is gift. The second thing is that what way we are presenting it. We don't make the assumption, and I keep going back to this. Please ask people, you know, before you buy them something. First of all, do they want gift? What is their love language? The second thing, if they want gift, in which format do they want it? Don't come up with your own ideas. And very frequently we are wrong. And exactly, we are buying a gift for ourselves, not the other party. But anyway, so this is the thing. Another mistake that I made, and this is one of the things that I really love about doing this podcast, as I have said it before. I said the mission statement for this podcast is improving lives. First mine, second yours, then others. And in honesty, it has been in that order. Because myself, for example, as I was preparing for this podcast, I realized the mistakes that I had made. And I'm going to fix them. And I'm going to start doing it, because I go study it, I go talk to people, and I get their feedback, and I really act on it. It doesn't end up just to talks. I do act to a good extent. And that has helped myself. For example, one mistake that I made some time ago, it was one of the friends, she brought me a gift. I mean, it was simple. Very quickly, I went and, I had a box of chocolate that I know she liked the chocolate. I gave that to her. And then I realized what a mistake I made. I should not have done that. It was like a reciprocation very quick. So anyways, when you give a gift, normally, it should be without expectation, as the definition of gift in Google, says it should be with no expectation. And I believe really the things that we are doing it as a tradition, we should start changing them. Remember, a lot of traditions, they start with good intentions, but if they don't get reviewed, often they go the wrong way. As I said, if you ask the Taliban why women should not go to a school, trust me, they have a good reason. And it did probably make sense one day. I don't know when that day was, but it doesn't now. Even, I should tell you this, I believe in Islam it is like this. In the boonies, that toothbrush was not existing, they had come up with this idea that you get a piece of wood from this tree. I don't know what that is, but that it would act like a brush, and that it was a kind of a obligation. It was a thing that you would do that before doing your prayers, basically brush your teeth. And then some very few people, they practice that to this date. But that was like God knows lots of years ago. Or for example,
what's wrong with that?
Because we have brush that is not doing it. We don't
You
stick to
just
the.
said that it was doing it.
No, in the boonies it was when the brush. I'm talking 1400 years ago.
Yeah.
At that time they didn't have toothbrush. Maybe that was helpful to do this.
Yeah.
But nowadays we have toothbrush, so we don't have to use that piece of wood anymore.
It's not hurting anybody.
Or even another thing, pork. One reason in Islam is haram is because pork, especially Islam started in Saudi Arabia. To best of my knowledge, this is how it worked. And the pork, the meat would go bad very quickly, and it was making people sick. That is why they called it haram, which made sense at that point.
I thought you didn't eat. You're not supposed to eat pork or whatever because they're like bottom feeders, not bottom. What kind of bottom feeders? Like if you were a fish, they eat kind of.
No, to best of my knowledge, that's not how it works. As I said, they called it. They said it is haram. Don't eat it. It is bad primarily because it was going bad very quickly, especially in the warm temperatures of those days, that they didn't have refrigerator. But then so you stick to the same thing. In business, personally, I have made the same mistake that I come up with something that maybe at the time makes sense. But then you keep doing it, and then you realize, oh my God, why am I doing this now? It made sense then. We have to review them. So when it comes back to this concept of gifting, and around Christmas time, that should be a family time, not a gifting time. Around the birthday, that should be a concept of remembering people, not necessarily give them a gift. Around Valentine, that you just express your love, but you can't express it any other time. There are good gestures, but they have gone out of control. That's all I'm trying to say.
I agree for the most part, but I'm still okay with it. Buying gifts for Christmas and birthday, I'm good.
I hope you guys as listeners are not okay with it.
I don't think there's anything wrong
No,
with
it is something
it's
to think
fine.
about. Otherwise, again, we are spending a lot of money. We are spending a lot of, we are buying a lot of stuff that they become often garbage, or really the other party doesn't care about that. And, anyway, I would say just think about that and talk about it, see what happens. Now, for the people who are not okay with it, not for Bo, but for people who are not okay with it, the question is that how do we make a change? If you agree with me, if you agree we are not doing it the most right way and we can do it better, the question is that knowing it is one thing, but doing it is another thing. Because I have had this conversation, and people, a few people that I have talked to, but you know what? Everybody's doing it. What can I do? I said, no, one of the simplest things that we can do, we can just bring it up very quickly within our own immediate families and friends, circle of friends, that we do this, that we buy each other a gift, to come and really talk about it. That do you really care about the gift? Does it get you excited? Do you really want that? Or is there something else that I can do? Just discuss it among yourself. That's all I'm saying. And then get it the right way. And again, sometimes giving gifts can go the wrong way too. I'm saying anyway. Even that sometimes people, they think that expectations is, that if you give a gift, you have an expectation. But anyway, every time there is good in any bad, bad in any good. But you keep doing what you think is the most right thing.
You're really pushing that bad. So, you're just kind of going out of your way to be like, don't give gifts, and I don't want to give anyone a gift.
As I said, myself, I have gone a bit too far with that. I should say that. Personally, I have gone a bit too far with that I didn't buy a gift, and I realized this discipline that I have come up with has become extreme. I said, like the Hollywood thing, that from then it's bad. No, it's not. And myself, I'm mellowing down on that. So time to time, especially as I was preparing for this podcast, I realized that I'm going to do this, that I will buy gifts, but mainly probably, the things that I would say is of value, and most likely would be a random thing that I would just give it randomly at a random time, not around the Christmas, not around the birthdays, not necessarily for the Valentine. It can be expressed at any given time, and just have a much better basically result out of it. So hopefully, again,
you're totally getting a Christmas present just out of spite this year.
a shirt that doesn't fit you with the wrong color and wrong size, just to jab you. Oh my God, you better have the receipt in it.
Ideas are endless.
Anyways, again, thanks for listening. I mean, I hope you were listening. I didn't fall asleep or just ignored me the whole way. But again, remember, life is simple. We make it complicated, and these are some steps to take to make life a little bit more simpler. Simply ask the question.
Or at least it's fun to talk about.
Yeah, don't assume. Okay, again, love you guys, and hopefully you find this helpful. Take care.